Okay, guys. Where? Let me get my stream manager up. Yeah. Okay. I am live with my first Ace Attorney stream of 2025. Yeah. Yeah, so once again, I don't know whether I did this in yesterday's stream, but I just wanted to apologise for the lack of streams so far in 2025. Like I said, I think I alluded to it in yesterday's stream, but yeah, basically I had a not so great New Year's Eve, and then yeah, ever since I've just been like really tired for some reason, like really run down. But yeah, now I'm feeling more like myself, more sprightly, more ready to go. I'm ready to have hopefully another, well, ready to have a great first full year of streaming. So yeah. So yeah, in terms of where we're at in Ace Attorney, we are currently playing Justice for All, and yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle because today we are going to be trying to save Phoenix Wright's judicial assistant, Maya Fair, from because she is currently being held prisoner by a crazed kidnapper who wants us to prove our client. I can't remember whether we have to prove our client not guilty or guilty. So yeah, but either way, very high stakes. And yeah, I tried to match the aesthetic of this game for today's stream. I'm wearing a baby blue t-shirt right now. Yeah, it has a very cute anime girl on it. You can't really see it much, but yeah. But yeah, so I think I'm ready to just jump right into the streams. But yeah, rest assured you can very much expect now that I'm gonna be getting back to my usual 5-game cycle. What I'm gonna do about the Persona streams, I think what I'm gonna do for Persona 5, seeing as some Wednesdays I do special Resident Evil streams with my fiance, I think on those weeks, so like this week where I would have been playing Persona 5 on a Wednesday, I think I'm gonna swap out one of the other games and play it on another day, or maybe if I can even fit in a double streaming on one of the days, or maybe I could even do like how sometimes I do 2 games in one stream, so that way all the games are still getting played. One of the games just might have a bit less gameplay time to it. Yeah, but yeah, rest assured I'm definitely gonna make sure that Persona 5 keeps being a constant on my channel, because that game is one of my favourite games and I love playing it. So yeah. But yeah, so let's get back to Ace Attorney. Yeah. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, so we were in the middle of talking to Matt on guard about the current case. I think I stopped mid-questioning because I think I remember before Christmas I was having trouble with like my voice and stuff, like keeping my voice, I don't know, sounding healthy. Because yeah. But yeah, so let's start questioning that, and question him about the victim. About you and the victim, Mr. Juan Carita. What sort of... That's got nothing to do with anything, dude. Man, with that face of his, you can't even tell he's the same age as me. And he wanted to try and make a Jammin' Ninja movie, even though we all know it'd fail. The Nickel Samurai still won in the end, right? Yeah, I took the Grand Prix by storm. So why would I, the winner, have any reason to kill the guy anyway? Dude, you'd think it'd be the other way round, you know? Okay, and now we're gonna ask him about the murder charge. Do you know why you were arrested? I guess maybe my full body search went badly. Did they find something on you? They found a button from the Jammin' Ninja's costume. A button? I don't get it either. It was caught in the pleats of my samurai pants, or hakama. Ah! Dude, I really think someone planted it there, though. I'm serious. I wonder if that's what really happened. I guess this is about all I'm going to get out of him. Mr. Nick? Yeah? Let's ask one last thing. Let's test Mr. On Guard to see if he really is innocent or not. We can do that? Yeah. If you use this, Maya's Magatama, you won't be able to hide any secrets from me, Mr. Nick. I'm sure of it. I get it. Yeah, so we're basically gonna see whether Matt On Guard has any Cyclops. Because if any Cyclops come up, that means he has something massive to hide. Mr. On Guard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Please answer me honestly. What is it, dude? Did you kill Mr. Juan Carita? Please put the phone away and answer the question yourself. Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes Juan Carita, okay? There's no Cyclops. Well, Mr. Nick? Nothing. Not a chain or lock in sight. Which means it's alright to trust him. Yeah, it does appear that way. Well, at least I can breathe a sigh of relief knowing my client is innocent. The trial's tomorrow, right? I'm counting on you, dude. Wow, really? Oh. I have the worst timing of feeling like I don't want to stream anymore, because if I'd have known the last time I played Ace Attorney that I was right near the end of the investigation point, I probably would have pushed on and kept going. Like, jeez. Anyway. So, yep, so... Oh, that's interesting. Usually when we move to a to be continued, it's because we're about to do a trial, but no, we're just about to do a new investigation part. Well, at least we were able to get Mr. Matt On Guard as our client, and we know that he didn't do it, which is very important. So now what should we do? Well, the trial is tomorrow, and we only get this one chance. There's only one way to prove Mr. On Guard's innocence. We have to find the real killer. Okay, then let's start looking. Okay. I'm gonna take my first drink break of the stream. No doubt it's not gonna be my last. I'm gonna be really careful opening this, because... don't know. Bit of coffee power. Got some iced coffee in here today. Because, yeah. Because back in college there was a back when I was in college, there was a show I liked called Pretty Little Liars that you might have heard of. And yeah, I remember there's a character in that show, Spencer Hastings, who used to drink coffee like crazy. And at the time I didn't get it. And I'm like, oh, I totally know why she constantly would drink coffee in the show. I wouldn't even be surprised if Troy and Belisario, who played Spencer, developed a caffeine addiction because of her role on the show. But anyway, so yeah, so yeah, I don't think we have anything to talk to Pearl about, so let's see. Detention center? Ah, the lawyer dude. So what did you find out? While I'm still in the middle of investigating. I see. But I've already told you everything I know, dude. Oh, interesting. We can question Matt Onguard again. Can you tell me about your activities last night? After I got the award, I took a break and went back to my room. I had that post-ceremony stage show to do, so I was in my nickel samurai costume. And you were alone the entire time? My manager was running around being busy, so yeah. Because of a press conference you were supposed to hold after the show? I told you, dude. I have no idea about any press conference, alright? That's strange. I thought the nickel samurai was going to confess something. Anyway, when I was leaving my room, that's when I noticed it was kind of noisy. Mr. Kurita was already dead at the time. Yeah, that's what I gathered anyway from my manager. I'm beginning to gather that this guy can't do a thing on his own. And that's when the detective in the green coat showed up. He searched me, and then out of the blue the dude arrested me. About you and the victim, Mr. Juan Kurita, what sort of... That's got nothing to do with anything, dude. Man, with that face of his, you can't even tell he's the same age as me. And he wanted to try and make a jamming ninja movie, even though we all know it had failed. The nickel samurai still won in the end, right? Yeah, I took the gram. Why is it making me go through the same dialogue again? It's like the game forgets that you talked to him literally in the last part. Anyway. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go to the other place until we... Because I think we need more evidence before we can, like, really question Matt about anything. Hey, what do you think you're doing? You can't come in without... Good morning. Hold on, it's you. What is going on around here? I heard poor Juan was killed. Is that true? It's a bad rerun is what this is. Another steel samurai doing the most evil of deeds. You know, that's not entirely... I'll have you know that I was a huge fan of Juan's. Why oh why do all the stars I'm interested in drop one by one like flies? It's always been that way. Regret, she's rambling again. Actually, I wanted to ask you about the murder and what happened. Don't push me, boy. Mr. Nick, I couldn't hear everything she said because she was talking too fast. Miss Oldbag, could you please speak a little slower? Don't boss me around, you spiky hair smarty pants. She's shooting the ray gun. Okay, let's talk to Oldbag. My dear Hammer died a year ago in that dreadful murder, and only recently did I finally find the star that makes my heart go ba-dump again. I don't know what to say. I ask ya, why does every star I cheer for always end up kicking the bucket? I watch your words. No one's going to get away with saying anything bad about my Juan, but I haven't said anything. Well, I don't believe a word that woman says anyway. Huh? What woman? That irritating backwater girl with the afro and the horrible country accent. I mean, what is that manner of speaking supposed to be? And why does she never stop? Honestly, women these days, they don't know the meaning of the word modesty. Oh no. Wendy, stop rambling, for the love of God. Okay. pearls. Are you thirsty? A little. Okay, I'll just go get you some juice or something. Well, thank you very much. Hey, are you paying attention? Youngins today. So I'm guessing this old bag heard everything from Lotta. So yeah, maybe we need to find Lotta and talk to her. But first we'll ask Wendy about what happened. I want to ask you about what happened around the time of the murder. Ah, I don't know anything about that. I was here getting ready. Getting ready? For what? The show, of course. Well, and the press conference afterwards. Cue mysterious music for the magical press conference. Anyway, I don't know anything about the murder. Ah, I see. But... Huh? But, if you're talking about what I saw, that's different. I saw it very clearly. What? I saw the most important moment of the night. What did she say? Let's find out. The most important moment? You don't mean... Oh, so now you treat me with respect, you disrespectful child. When you speak to your elders, you should always be polite. Really, kids today. Please tell me, what did you see? Oh, great. Wendy's the one with Cyclops? Damn it, old bag. The murder last night was gruesome, wasn't it? But then what murder isn't? Please don't stray onto another tangent, please. If you want to hear more, then show your respect and bring the lady a present. Okay, so we have Cyclops. I don't know whether we'll be able to remove the Cyclops quite yet. Yeah, so I'm going to keep exploring the hotel for now. So let's move to Viola Hall. Looks like the investigation is still in full swing. The hotel staff and the police are running around like a bunch of headless chicken. I wonder if we can do any investigating of our own in this kind of atmosphere. Well, gotta roll up the sleeves and try, I guess. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing really to examine in here. So let's move to the hallway. Oh, there's Lotta, just who we were looking for. Hey, you're here. Been waiting for you, Mr. Lawyer. Lotta. Hey, Mr. Cop fella, the thief showed his face. Oh, what? Arrest him, put him on trial, find him guilty, give him the death penalty. Well, what's wrong, Lotta? Are you feeling alright? Looked here and there and up and down the mountain, but it ain't here. So why don't you just hurry up and give it back to me, you creep? What are you looking for? My camera! C-A-M-E-R-A. It's my lifeblood. I'm gonna die without my $700 camera. Your camera? Look, don't lots of people say the criminal always goes back to the scene of the crime? And looky, here you are. Yep, here I am, faced with a lot of trouble. Huh. Huh? Sorry, I should have done that better. I was just like recovering from that tirade that Lotta went on. Anyway, let's talk to Lotta. So you lost your camera? It ain't no ordinary camera. You buy it in the store and it's $1,600 brand new. Huh? But didn't you just say you brought it for $700? I had a nice long talk with the guy at the store. About 5 hours, I reckon. I made this itty bitty scratch on it and the manager got all huffed up in the face. He gave me his talking to and was real mean about it too. He done made me cry at that. Well, when did you lose your camera? Last night, after the murder happened. Must have been when I was busy running around looking into things. That's when I lost sight of my dear, darling, expensive sweetie. Lotta, what did you capture with that expensive camera of yours? I don't rightly know. I snapped a shot of anything that caught my eye, so I don't remember. Besides, I couldn't get anything from my big scoop. I wonder if Lotta's missing camera is even connected to the murder. Okay, so we have Lotta's camera, which has been added to the court record. A very expensive item valued at $1,600. It was stolen around the time of the murder. Okay, so now let's ask Lotta about what happened. Lotta, please tell me what you know about what happened at the time of the murder. Well, from before the ceremony last night, I was hanging around here in this area. Yeah, actually, I was here until around the time Mr. Engarde was arrested. What were you doing here? You sure you went to school, city boy? Wherever Lotta Hart goes, there's a story to be found. A big scoop to be had. A big scoop? I've told you before, I'm gonna be the best tabloid photographer the world's ever seen. Wrecking course, that means I'm always looking for the perfect shot. I wonder what scoop she was after this time. Although, I was also on the lookout for the other stars that were here. So, maybe I wasn't here the entire time. Okay, let's ask her about her big scoop. Lotta, are you sure you weren't here the entire time? So you could take a picture for your big scoop? Well, maybe I was, but that's what real journalists do. I got some juicy inside info, so I thought to myself, why not get a picture for proof? What kind of story was it that you would hang around here? Oh great, more Cyclops. Everyone's hiding stuff from us. Oops, sorry Mr. Lawyer, can't be telling you that. Trade secret, you know. Not again. Why does everyone have something to hide? We've been stopped, haven't we? Haha, yeah, take that, Mr. Lawyer. I'm glad someone around here is happy. Miss Lotta and your eye roll smile. Okay, so something tells me that we might actually be able to solve Lotta's Cyclops now, but I'm gonna move into, because we actually have two brand new locations to explore. So we have Engarde's hotel room, and we have Karina's hotel room. So let's start with Engarde's hotel room first. Where are we? We're in Mr. Matt Engarde's dressing room. This is our client's room. May I help you with something? Where? You're Mr. Engarde's lawyer, correct? I gathered as much. I also look for lawyers on my end, but to no avail. How did you know I'm his lawyer? You were just saying that he is your client. In a situation like this, the only person who would use such a word would be his lawyer. Wow! It's a simple deduction, really. The trial is tomorrow, and Mr. Engarde's situation is looking rather grim. So, you came here while stopping your mad dash to find clues to build this case, correct? Well, you're not totally right, but you're not totally wrong either. It's really not the time to be showing off, Mr. Nick. I am Adrian Andrews. I hate to waste time, so let's get down to business. Alright. She may be a small stature, but appearances can be deceiving. Okay, let's talk to Adrian about the night of the murder. I assume the first thing you need to know is what everyone was doing that night, correct? Yes, that is correct. Then I will tell you. Before the award ceremony, I had dinner with Mr. Engarde. In this very room, I might add. Okay, so you see that card she's holding? Keep a very close eye on that, because that card is actually going to be a really important part of this case. The dinner? What did you eat? I told you, I hate to waste time with trifling details. If you took a look at the table yourself, you wouldn't need to ask me. I bet she's a lot of fun at parties. When the award show was starting, I headed for Viola Hall, and after the show ended, you came back to this room. No, I had some small errands to run. I helped with the preparations in the lobby. Oh, preparations for the post-ceremony show, I guess. When it was time for the post-ceremony show, I came back to call for Mr. Engarde. After that, I went to visit Mr. Karina, and that's when you found his body, isn't it? You really held strong through everything. Yeah, she does seem to be mentally tough as nails. Okay, let's ask about how she knows Engarde. So, about you and... Stop right there. You aren't seriously about to ask how Mr. Allguard and I are related, are you? So sorry. I have no idea how he could choose you as his lawyer. Why did she go enough to say something like that? Mr. Nick, calm down and hang in there. I'll give you a shoulder rub to relieve your stress later, alright? I already gave you my name earlier, but I'll add that I'm Mr. Allguard's manager. His manager. Speaking of managers, did the victim, Mr. Kurita, have one? No, he did not. He didn't. Global Studios has a very different policy from Worldwide Studios in that Worldwide Studios does not assign individual managers to their stars. I see. This industry is very ruthless and unforgiving. Actually, you look quite ruthless and unforgiving yourself to your poor partner, dragging a little girl like her to places like this. Honestly. You're wrong! I'm doing this to help Mystic Maya. Pearls, calm down and hang in there. I'll buy you a juice later, alright? I like how they both calm each other down in stressful times. Anyway, let's examine the room. So let's start with these plates. There's a giant bone sitting on the plate. I don't really like meat. Huh? There's something weird about this plate. I just wish I could put my finger on what it is. Oh, okay, so there's something off about the plate. Okay. There's some samurai-looking clothes on the sofa here. I think that jacket-looking thing is called a happy. Whatever it is, I'm sure something like that will make a great souvenir. Maya will be absolutely thrilled. Okay, let's look in the suitcase. It's probably Mr. Allguard's suitcase. For someone who was only going to be here for the awards show, this is a lot of stuff. Looks like he has about 3 days worth of clothes in here. Stars really are different from us, aren't they? Okay, let's look at the other plate. Looks like dishes left over from dinner. A dinner for two at that. I'm sure they're Mr. Allguard and Miss Andrews' plates. Looks like they have T-bone steaks. What's with Global Studios and T-bone steaks? Yeah, for those that saw my streams when I played the first Steel Samurai related case, you might remember that T-bone steaks actually played a big part in determining the killer of that case. Okay, I think we've examined everything. Oh, okay. That's a bedroom over there. That's a bed? Wow, they have really big beds here. Yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, so I wonder if we can present anything to Adrian. So you were the one taking care of the arrangements for the press conference, right? Yes, that's right. But Mr. Allguard said he didn't know about it. Is that what he said? Huh? Actually, I didn't know all the details either. It was a request from the publicity department. All I did was help out and do what was asked. Oh, I see. I wonder about that. I wouldn't take her to be the type of person to do something without knowing the details. Okay, radio transceiver. Yeah. And then lots camera. No. Okay. So yeah, I think we've exhausted everything out of Adrian for now. So let's move into the hallway again, and let's move into Kurita's hotel room. Whoa, that's a lot of teddy bears. And I thought I had a lot of teddy bears. Mr. Nick, where are we? We're in Mr. Juan Kurita's room, Pearls. Mr. Kurita? The victim. Which makes this the crime scene, too. Oh, it's you. So, what's happened? A kidnapper. Has he contacted you again? Not yet. He probably won't until we win Mr. Allguard's acquittal. So yeah, so we need to prove Matt Olgab not guilty to save Maya. You doing okay, pal? Hanging in there? I just want Maya to be alright. We don't have a lot of time left, but I'm going to help you as much as I can, pal. Can you do that, even if we want to look around the crime scene? Just this one, special circumstances, right, pal? I'll even tell you everything I know, but you've got to keep quiet. It's my neck on the line here. Thank you. Oh, that's right. I got you guys a map of the hotel, pal. Here you go, little missy. Wow, you're giving it to me? Thank you. Pals is so cute. I love her. Haha, won't want you to get lost in a hotel too big for its own good. Mr. Nick, I got a map. That's great, Pearls. But Mr. Nick, I can't read what it says. Okay, so we got a hotel guide map. Sorry about that, my ear is being a little poppy right now. Okay, let's talk Gumshoe. Cause of death. You know what was the cause of death? Well, technically the final autopsy report isn't out yet, but one look at the victim should tell you how. It should. Yeah, here's a picture. There's a knife in his chest. Yeah, pal, that's a murder weapon. So he was stabbed to death. They're looking at the fingerprints down at the lab right now. There were fingerprints on the knife. Yep. And it looks like they're pretty sure they're Mr. Ongar's prints, pal. That's bad. Real bad. Pardon me. Okay, so we now have a crime for So let's ask about the reason for Gumshoe arresting Matt Olgab. Why was Mr. Ongar arrested? Because he had evidence on him. Evidence? It looks like the victim, Juan Carida, really put up a big fight. Yeah, one look at the crime scene and you can tell. There's signs of a struggle everywhere. Well, yeah, during the fight his button came off. Mr. Ongar said something about a button. Something like one of the Jamming Ninja's buttons got caught in his hakama. But that's not all. What? There was a witness, pal. A witness? Who is it? That lady, Miss Oldback. Please, anyone but her. The prosecution has plenty of evidence to make a solid case. Not to mention there's something around where the Vic was that's a little off. Something that's a little off, as in that's for you to figure out, pal. Alright, let's try to figure it out, Mr. Nick. Okay, so yeah, let's examine the crime scene. So we're gonna start with all these bears. Wow, there are a lot of bears. Alarm clock ones, collector's edition, stuffed teddies, plastic models. It's pretty overwhelming. Is there a kind of bear he doesn't have? There's even a few in the trash can. Yeah, I get the feeling maybe the guy didn't really like bears. Poor teddies. Oh my god. No! It's hard to bear with all these problems. Growl. I don't think I want to bear with the trauma the last case caused me. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? Okay, let's examine the laptop. It's so messy here. Girls really like things neat and tiny, I take it. There are a lot of electronic things in here that I've never seen before. Hey, Mr. Nick, tell me what they are, pretty please. Okay, that over there is a watch. You wear it on your wrist. I know what a watch is. Oops, for a second there I forgot I was talking with Pearls, not Maya. Wait, Maya doesn't know what a watch is? Okay. Let's examine the suitcase. It's a suitcase. There are so many things in it that I bet it barely closes. There's some clothes, a dryer, an electric shaver, a calculator. Do All-Stars pack too much stuff like Mr. Carida? Okay, let's examine the the fridge. There are all sorts of things in this refrigerator. The carrot juice bottle and the tomato juice bottle are both empty. Empty? It's too much of a hassle to throw them away, I guess. They're all vegetable juices. I guess he must have been a real health nut. Oh, there's a beet, some ketchup, and a bottle of strawberry jam, too. Maybe red was his favorite color. Okay. I think we've examined everything on this side of the room. So, yeah. So let's slide over to the other side. Okay. This is a guitar case, I guess. A little beat up, but still usable. That's strange. The guitar is not here. Maybe he forgot to bring it to the show. But Mystic Maya, she said the bright red guitar was the Jammin' Ninja's signature item. That's true. Huh? This guitar case is wet, but it's only wet on top of the lid. Yeah, there's no water inside the case. This is water, isn't it? Interesting. So we have our first piece of evidence potentially related to the murder. So found next to the victim, empty. There is some water, but only on top of the lid. Okay, let's examine the clutter near the chair. Bottles of cosmetics are scattered all over the floor. This is probably where Mr. Carino fought his assailant. What are these bits of glass from? A flower vase, really? Maybe? There are flowers on the floor, but I don't know what they are. You don't know much about flowers, do you, Mr. Nick? Okay. Ooh, interesting. There's a glass of liquid on the vanity table. It's a beautiful wine glass, and there's tomato juice in it. Ew, tomato juice. I don't really like it much. There's a bottle of it on the table over there. That's probably where this came from. But doesn't it seem weird? What seems weird? I mean, everything else is scattered all over the floor. She's right. The flower vase was broken and the makeup is strewn everywhere. Why is this glass the only thing that's still okay? Okay, so the wine glass has been added to the court record. Found next to the victim. It's filled with tomato juice. No sign it's been drank. Okay, tomato juice bottle. It looks like Mr. Carino had dinner last night. This bottle, it's tomato juice. We had a lot of food at the awards show last night, but I wonder if the stars have gone on stage after only eating a meager meal like this. Okay, I think that might be it in terms of, so that's a bed, right? Yep, it's big, but it's a bed. Ah, Mr. Nick, it's so soft. Big beds must be a rarity for her. But yeah, so I think we've examined everything, but we certainly got a few new clues, which is interesting. So yeah, maybe we can... Yeah, I'm gonna try presenting stuff to Gumshoe. So nothing's coming up so far. That's your present from the kidnapper, huh? While you're talking, it sends and receives radio waves. If we could trace that. Yeah, we could use it to find out where the bad guy is. It uses radio waves, huh? I got it. I'll go find the radio scanner and let you borrow it, pal. Okay. Lots camera. Okay, hotel guide map. Crime photo. You look at this photo and you can't help it. It makes you want to say, I can't believe this is the scene of a murder. Stab with a knife after a struggle. A clue is sleeping in this photo somewhere. I know it. Okay, guitar case. What can you tell me about this guitar case? Oh, that. This is just what I heard, pal. But that's a Jammin' Ninja signature item. The guitar case? No, not that. What do you take me as? I mean the guitar inside, of course. But the guitar is missing. Yeah, we looked for it too. It's not normal for a person to get to bring their most famous item to an award show. It's starting to sound like that red guitar is related to the case after all. So about this wine glass. Ah, so you noticed it, pal. The whole crime scene was a mess, but this glass was the only thing that was untouched. You noticed that too, Detective Gumshoe? No, actually, Miss Von Karma noticed it first. Yeah, Pearls noticed it before me too. Hey, wait a minute. So does that mean Miss Von Karma's here at the hotel? Yeah, she's around. Man, you're going to be in so much trouble, pal. Especially if she catches you in here. Well, you can bet the instant I see her, I'll be running the 1,000-meter dash. Oh no. She's coming. Von Karma's on her way. Oh, what's that beeping noise, Mr. Nick? I've heard this sound somewhere before. It's Miss Von Karma. Huh? For some reason, whenever I hear that sound, she pops out of nowhere and whips me. Come to think of it, that's exactly what happened the last time. So sorry, I've got to make myself scarce. Later, pal. Ow! At last, you reveal your true nature, Mr. Phoenix, right? Would it be too much to ask for you to be nice to me for a change? So you're the type to steal information from pitifully hopeless detectives. That's very dishonorable of you. Ow! Hey, don't you dare run away, Scruffy McTrenchcoat. Ah. I didn't think the detectives of this country could be this pitiful. Wow, detective, come over here for a second. Oh, poor Gumshoe. He's getting whipped. I feel better knowing at least you were man enough to face your punishment. He was so scared he just rose up on the spot. Mr. Phoenix Wright, you have spoiled my perfect prosecution record. I'll never forget that. This time, victory is mine. Victory is yours? Is that all this means to you? Oh, what? Come, Scruffy. The investigation briefing is about to begin. Yes, sir. This isn't over yet. I swear on my family's honor. Ow, what did she throw at me now? What is this? Well, I guess this means I gotta get back to the precinct now, pal. If you ever need me, come down to the Criminal Affairs Department, alright? And if you can, try not to let Miss Von Karma see you. Okay, so I think it's time to move on to somewhere else. So, but yeah, what was that Francisca threw at us? It didn't even get added to the court record. Is it still in the room? Yeah, it's still in the room. Okay. Mr. Nick, what's this piece of paper? It's called an autograph. Autograph? The paper's got Mr. Frida's name written on it, so it's his autograph. I can't read it at all. To be honest, I've never seen writing that looks like this. It's a special way of writing called cursive. Look here, see how it says to my dearest Wendy in more normal letters? But this sloppy, unreadable writing, it's crazy and cruel to give this to someone. Hold on. Wendy. I've heard that name somewhere before. Yeah, it's Miss Oldbag, Phoenix. Even I know that. Well, maybe it's time to go back to Miss Oldbag and, maybe show her the autograph, although that might mean she takes it back from us. But yeah, let's move out. And let's move to Viola Hall. Oh, Mr. Wright, how are you? Ah, Mr. Powers, have you been here the entire time? Yeah, people connected to the murder aren't allowed to go home, let alone leave. Okay, let's talk to Will Powers about the Nickel Samurai. Can you tell me a little more about the Nickel Samurai TV show? Okay. The Nickel Samurai is an action hero program aimed towards kids. It's a sequel to the Steel Samurai. I see. This time, there are 3 samurai brothers. Aluminum samurai, tin samurai, and of course the nickel samurai. It's a love fly in the Neo-Old Tokyo. I see. Wait, a love what? A love why? This girl, Sayo, works in a tea shop and all 3 guys fall for her at the same time. Oh, I guess the Y shape is like the 3 brothers colliding over this one girl. Anyways, Sayo is actually the daughter of the evil Strawberry Clan's leader. Sounds like an unusual situation, like Romeo and Juliet times 3. Yeah. Strange thing is, this sort of forbidden love story is really big with the office ladies. Yes, bro? Well, what happens next? I wanna know. Miss Sayo, does Miss Sayo fall in love? She does, doesn't she? Every Sunday at 8 a.m. I'm going to stop watching Kiss Masterpiece Theater starting this week. I can't believe she's really considering it. Okay, let's ask about the Jammin' Ninja. So what's the Jammin' Ninja TV show like? It started from a remake of an old movie, to tell you the truth. The Jammin' Ninja, like samurai shows, is geared towards kids. It's the story of a ninja who can't scale a wall but became a big pop star anyway. What? He was a really lousy ninja. Absolutely couldn't do any ninja things right at all. But boy, could he sing. With his trusty bright red guitar in hand, he took the ancient world by storm. A ninja with a bright red guitar? And then the final fight in front of his beloved Princess Masola. Jammin' versus the Muromachi 5. Suddenly, our brave hero catches a not-so-Jammin' cold the night before Battle 3. Oh, that's too bad for him. Yeah, but this kind of pop music-based love story is something high school girls really like. Yes, Pearl. What happens next? I wanna know. Jammin', the Jammin' Ninja. Will he be able to sing? What about Princess Masola? Every Sunday at 8 a.m. Which show should I watch? I can't believe she's really considering it. Okay, let's present some stuff to Powers and see if we get anything out of it. They called this so suddenly that something about it seems off, you know. You mean the press conference? Yeah, he said there's something I'd like to confess if I win. I already faxed his request for a conference into the office only yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, that is kind of sudden. But I guess his manager set everything up somehow, so he was lucky. Nice manager. I can't believe it. A kidnapping. Do you remember what the person looked like who gave this to you? It was that bellboy, and I didn't suspect a thing because he looked like such a normal old man. Old man, huh? Okay, a lost camera. Nope. That guitar case, that was Watts. I'm guessing you've seen this case before. It's pretty famous by now. It stands out because it holds the bright red guitar. The bright red guitar, Jammin' Ninja's signature item. But if the guitar is so important, how could he forget it for the awards ceremony? That does seem a little strange. Okay, so I don't think there's anything, so yeah, let's move to the hotel lobby. And now we're gonna present the autograph to Olpag. Oh, maybe that's part of her Cyclops. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay, so... Maybe we can, yeah, so, I'm just trying to think, so, oh wait, criminal affairs, let's go here. It doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here. Great, now even Pearls is calling him Scruffy. Thanks, Franziska. They said something about an investigation briefing earlier, right? Why don't we come back and try again later when they're done? Okay, I guess that's all we can do, right, Mr. Nick? Okay, so let's move back to the hotel lobby. So let's try presenting the Magatama to Wendy. What you witnessed. Okay. Alright, I'll be honest with you for now. Then please tell us what you saw. But aw, what a waste. And here I have a perfectly good chance to have a little fun at you youngin's expense. I am a little devil after all. Doesn't that imply you aren't a good person? Alright, I'll give you what you want.
Take that!
That's Wan's autograph. Yes, it is. And it even says to my dearest Wendy on it. That's me, right? My name is Wendy Oldbag, so that Wendy has to be me, right? Well, it may say Wendy, but somehow I don't think Juan had this Wendy in mind when he signed it. Oh, please, give it to me. Let me have it, please. I can't let you have it just like that. Yes, I know. Then how about an exchange? Oh my god, just like that? Wow, she must really want this autograph. My offer isn't good enough for you? Fine, Mr. Wright, you win. Wendy Oldbag ready to open up her heart, all for my dearest Juan. Wow, that was the easiest Psych-Lock unlock ever. Autograph given to Wendy Dearest. But yeah, let's ask her about what she witnessed. I feel bad for you now. Huh? I tell ya, I saw him that night. I saw him coming out of Juan's room. You're kidding. Oh no! It was about 10 minutes before Juan's body was discovered. It was just a coincidence. I was on my way to the toilet, minding my own business. And can you tell that to the police? Well, of course. I thought I could get a gift certificate or two out of it, maybe more. Gift certificate? I've been recruited again for that trial. You know, the trial tomorrow? This time, you're gonna get it. I'm gonna work hard to get your client pronounced guilty. But Mr. Longard hasn't done anything bad. I don't care about details like that. I know he did my dear poor Juan in. I just do. That yellow-bellied chicken. A yellow-bellied chicken? I wonder what that would look like. I trust my senses. I know when someone did something bad and I say he did it. What did Mr. Longard ever do to her to deserve this? Okay, let's ask about Olgad's past. What did Mr. Longard do to you to make you so... You don't know? That guy, he framed my Juan. He created that scandal that plagued poor Juan. Mr. Nick, what is it? What's a scandal? Oh, I'll tell you about that after we get home, okay? Poor Juan, led astray by the wiles of that vile temptress. Mr. Nick, what do viles and wild temptress mean? How about we just listen to what Miss Oldbag has to say? Oh, for now, okay, Pearls? So, Miss Oldbag, who is this woman you're talking about? Adrian Andrews, of course. Who else? That guy who shoved the girl on Juan on purpose. His own manager, but why? I thought Warriors was smart. It was to create a scandal to make Juan lose face. That girl drove Juan into a scandal that dragged his reputation through the mud. Sounds like a pretty standard definition of scandal to me. Why do you know about that anyway, Mr. Oldbag? I'm one of Juan's biggest fans. I'm always out there gathering information. There's nothing I don't know. And do you have proof that Mr. Longard did what you say he did? Next week's issue of a certain magazine says so. Oh, of course, a tabloid. Next week? Doesn't that mean it's something people don't know about yet? Why would Miss Oldbag have information like that? And where did she get it? Hee. Okay, so, so yeah, let's try presenting stuff to Wendy. Okay. Look. Come on. I'm just going through the evidence just to make sure that we don't have anything else to get out of Wendy. Yeah, okay, I don't think Wendy... Yeah, so Wendy doesn't have anything, so now we really have exhausted everything out of Wendy. So, yeah, let's move to Viola Hall. Yeah, I think we've exhausted everything out of Will Powers. We can't really do anything more with him. So, let's move to the hallway. Now, can we get rid of Lotta's Cyclops yet? There's only 2 of them. Lotta, will you please answer my questions? On the night of the murder, why were you loitering around the victim's room? I told you, didn't I? For my scoop. What I want to know about are the details of the scoop. And that's not something I can tell you. I mean, that there's my bread and butter. Alright then, an unpleasant tabloid photographer looking for a scoop. I'm going to say that you were looking into a scandal. Could it be that you, Lotta Hart, were looking for a break with a huge story? That's an unfolding scandal between Juan Carita and this person. Adrian Andrews? This woman. She's Adrian Andrews, Matt Ongar's manager. The Nickel Samurai's manager caught secretly meeting with his rival, the Chairman Ninja. It would be the hottest story of the season, wouldn't it? You're pretty good at this guessing thing, Mr. Lawyer, but you can't just make up any old thing and think it'll make the papers. You gotta have backup. Backup? Yeah, you gotta have that, what's it, news sauce? You mean news source? That's it. So show me something that shows that one guy had something with Miss Andrews. Oh, I don't know whether we have that yet. Yeah, I don't know whether we have that yet. I'll have to... Yeah, I don't know whether we have that yet. Okay, let me... Yeah, we don't have the evidence yet. Okay, because there is actually one more thing I need to present to Will Powers. So yeah, let me... So yeah, so I'm gonna back out. So yeah, let's move back to Viola Hall. And then we need to ask Will Powers about Adrian Andrews. Hey, that's Miss Andrews. She's Matt's manager. Actually, I was interested in her for a little bit. Just a little. So Mr. Powers like this type of woman. What do you know about Miss Andrews? Well, see, here's the thing. I don't really know her, you know. There's sort of a small rumor going around about her right now. A rumor? Ah, if you're interested, I'd be glad to share what I know. He's so happy he looks like a lion that's just found his next meal. But yeah, let's ask him about the gossip on Adrian. Would you mind telling me about this gossip? Ah, so you are interested in it. I figured you would be. Yeah, I have such a weakness for celebrity gossip too. Oh, really? You do, huh? Yeah, so take a look at this. Looks like a tabloid Miss Oldbag would read. Alright, let's see here. Gem and Midnight Rendezvous. To the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Miss A.A. You see now, don't ya? What? You can stop pretending to be in the dark, Mr. Right. Juan Corrida didn't have a manager of his own, which means if we're talking about a certain manager with the initials AA. Adrian Andrews? Yeah, exactly. This is big news. But it seems kind of odd. That woman, Miss Andrews, together with the biggest rival of her client? Ah, it's that wonderful thing that can only happen between two people. Mr. Powers looks so happy. Pearls is just following along, not having any idea as to why he's smiling. Well, like the saying goes, one man's garbage is another man's treasure. Okay, so we have the magazine clippings, yeah, an article from the tabloid Gossipland, and this is the evidence that we need to break that last cycle of lotters. So we're gonna go do that now. So let's move back to the hallway and then do the present the Magatama again. I'm gonna need to skip some of the dialogue, seeing as we already solved the first cyclock. Okay, so Adrian Andrews, there we go. And there we go, so let's present the magazine clipping. This is the article from a certain weekly tabloid, Gem and Midnight Rendezvous. To the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Miss A.A. Ah! Mr. Corrida didn't have a manager of his own. What's more, his rival, Mr. Ongar's manager, Adrian Andrews, she has the initials A.A. You saw this article and then thought to take some pictures of them as proof. That's why you were lurking around Mr. Corrida's door last night. Wow! There we go, we've broke the cyclops. Okay, a big scoop. You were looking into Mr. Corrida and Miss Andrews' affair, weren't you? You got it! I was gonna get myself a scoop by catching them in a secret meeting. But there's already an article about it in one of the weekly tabloids. It's no longer breaking news. What you just say? Her initials are AA. What kind of vague thing is that? That ain't no proof of nothing. People are gonna want to see real proof. Well, at least I do. So that's what I was doing, getting photos. Oh. I'm gonna whip up the reader's interest with some gossip and a little misleading, then spice it up a little and have myself an exclusive story. Wow, what a nice journalistic integrity you got there. I already finished writing up my spicy article, you know, but the paper I wrote it on, my note to myself, is gone. Your note to yourself? It was inside the case of my $1,600 camera. They done run off together. I came here for my big story. Didn't come here to have my treasure disappear on me. Yeah, I understand. It's enough to make a gal go bonkers, I tell ya. What's with people now anyway? I never thought I'd see the day when someone done steal something from me. You really want that note back, huh? I've got no idea why though. The story on the note is probably a bold-faced lie. Okay, so the camera has been updated in the court record to reflect that the article about the victims in the case. So yeah, so now we have, so I wonder, so now maybe let's go to Olga's hotel room and let's talk with Adrian a bit more, because we've learned a few interesting things about her. So Yeah, let's present some stuff. Yeah, we already questioned her about that. Okay, what's camera? Nope. But yeah, I'm just going through the evidence and especially the new evidence that we found, just in case there's any more. There is no way, so yeah, she has to say something about this. No? Okay. Yeah, so who else? So I think the only person with Cyclops that we need to break now is Matt. So yeah. I don't think there's any evidence that we've forgotten about. Although, yeah. So, yeah, I'll just double check that we definitely don't have anything else to do. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, so actually yeah, that's a good point that I just remembered. So yeah, let's go see if, hang on, there we go. We're gonna go to the Criminal Affairs Department now and see if Gumshoe is done with his meeting. So let's go to Viola Hall, and then let's move to Hotel Lobby, and then let's move to Criminal Affairs. There we go. Detective Gumshoe said they had an investigation briefing. Yeah. Oh, he's back. Hey, so you came, pal. Why the blunt greeting? Because there's nothing to be friendly or happy about? What do you mean by that? Well, things look perfect this time around. The evidence and testimony are airtight. But, we can't just roll over and die. We have to stay positive. Okay, let's talk to Gumshoe about airtight evidence. So, what do you mean the evidence is airtight? I can't give you all the details, pal, but there's 2 big pieces. Two? And both of them are in this photo. The first is the button that's missing from the victim's chest. That's the button that you found during your body search of Mr. On Guard. Okay, time to take another drink break. Just Yep, I found it in the folds of the Nickel Samurai special pants. And the second one is the knife in his chest, pal. The fingerprints on the knife in his chest, to be exact. Fingerprints? Whose are they? You didn't even have to ask, but you see, it's obvious. They're Mad on Guards. Tomorrow's trial. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Okay, now let's ask about the testimony. So, what about the stereotype testimony? It's that old security lady, Miss Oldbag. I thought so. What do you mean, you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal? Well, and I even told her not to open that mouth of hers and blab to anyone. Her blab knob is stuck on 10 and there's no turning it down, trust me. Yeah, well, Miss Oldbag saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. On Guard come out of the victim's room around the estimated time of death. No way! Okay, so let's present some evidence to Gumshoe. See if we can get anything more out of him. Okay, nothing as of yet. Yeah, we already read this dialogue. What can you tell me about this guitar case? Oh. Yeah, we already thingied about this as well. Oh wait, hang on. That was new dialogue. Stuff in that glass is tomato juice, pal. Tomato juice. I heard the victim really loved that stuff. Favorite drink in the world. It was his favorite drink. First time I've heard that. And finally, we're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves. The scandal with Mr. Karina, but why? Well, 2 years ago, a woman committed suicide. Suicide? Her name was Celeste Impax, and she was Juan Karina's manager, the victim's manager. But that's not all, pal. Miss Impax was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. She taught Miss Andrews everything she knew about the business from square one. Her mentor, a woman who was both Mr. Karina's manager and Miss Andrews' mentor, but her suicide has something to do with this case. Do you want to know more about her, pal? Okay, let's ask Gumshoe about Celeste Impax. Don't mind me, just clearing my throat. Anyway, she was the victim's manager and was also Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. It's been 2 years since her suicide, and now those two are linked again by another death. Or maybe it's just a coincidence, but... Wow! Oh no. I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another. Miss Von Karma. You can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? I don't need a traitor in my midst. You don't need... I do. Scruffy, you have 30 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye. That's... Wait. Please wait, sir. If I don't get this month's pay, I'll starve. Quiet! If it weren't for traitors like you, I would have won. Is that what you want to say? Who? That voice. Edgeworth. It's been a long time, right? This person. This is Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, I forgot. At the end of the last case, we could see Edgeworth at an airport. I guess now we know that he was preparing to come back to Japan. What am I going to do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong? You haven't changed a bit, Franziska. Also, I am purposely doing an American accent because even though I initially gave Edgeworth a British accent, his accent is American in the Ace Attorney anime. So, yeah. So, although that does raise a bit of confusion because in some of the games, the voice actor for Edgeworth gives him a British accent, but in the anime, because he's voiced by American voice actor Chris Weekamp, I think, or Chris Wakamp. I think Edgeworth just gets given an American accent. So yeah, I don't think it's actually clear where Edgeworth is meant to be from. You, how dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it? You soiled the Von Karma name, dragged it through the mud. You even ran away with your tail between your legs like the ill-bred dog you are. Are you talking about the Von Karma family tree to be perfect in every way? Then let's hear it, Franziska. How are things going? I hear you are having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back. Keep your assumptions to yourself. I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you. Never. Mr. Phoenix Wright. I will see you tomorrow, in court. It will be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory. Still the same wild mare she always was. Okay, let's talk to Edgeworth about tomorrow's trial. I thought you, the prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth, had gone and died. Mr. Nick! I never want to see you again. I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you going to run tomorrow's trial? You heard her, right? That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow. What is that supposed to mean? I have something definitive that you lack, and working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth. The truth. In order to understand this case, you have to understand certain truths. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a bit more generous with information. Just what is going on inside his head? Okay, let's ask about proof of Von Caliborn. A lot of things may have happened, however Manfred Von Karma was still my mentor, and a perfect win record is proof of Von Karma. 1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in a few cases. For those losses, the reason you suddenly disappear from the prosecutor's office, and you leave because you have lost your perfect win record. To think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish. It'd have been better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth. Wow, Phoenix. A bit harsh. I see. Then let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason? Okay, why stand in court? Let's talk about that. Well, with Franziska, she almost always says, I will defeat you this time, the instant she sees me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client, to save their lives. To save your client, you say? Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals. Those kinds of prosecutors are reprehensible to me, even if you're a prodigy, or someone like you, Edgeworth. It looks like there is still a lot you have yet to learn. A lot I have yet to learn? Me? Well, that's enough for now. The time when you will see is coming soon enough. Okay, so, can we actually present anything to Edgeworth? I don't know if we can, because I don't know how involved Edgeworth, or how informed Edgeworth is on the case. No, okay. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I don't think there's anything else to do here. Oh, actually there is, never mind. Yeah, oh! Sorry about this, guys, my sniffles are acting up again. Okay, let's present Celestine Pax's profile. This woman is another key to solving this case. Do you really think so? She was Adrian Andrews' mentor a long time ago, but she was suddenly called away by a different show and became Juan Carita's manager. And then a few months later, Celestine Pax died. But her death was ruled a suicide, right? Yeah, but there is still one riddle we've yet to solve. A riddle? Her suicide note. It went missing. No one could find it. The suicide note had just vanished, huh? Okay, let's talk about the missing suicide note. Missing Pax's death was most certainly a suicide. Of that there was no mistake. However, we could not find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. The suicide note? But how do you know Miss Pax had even written such a note? There was no solid evidence, however, we did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Juan Carita himself. The victim? He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note. Mr. Carita hid his own manager's suicide note, but why? As long as her note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is the suicide report, part 1 anyway. Part 1. Suicide report added to the court record. Deceased Celestine Pax, found by Juan Carita. Was her suicide note hidden? Okay, is there any other information that we can glean? No. Okay. So, yeah, so... now we might be done with Edgeworth. I don't... yeah, okay. Okay. Right, there we go. So let's present the suicide. Let's present what Edgeworth just gave us and see if we can get more out of it. I don't like to look through reports. I like suicide reports even less. Worst of all are the reports that are multiple parts like that one. That has two parts. What you just handed me is the first part of the report. Here is the second part. The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempter's name. It's Adrian Andrews. Oh, Matt Oldgas' manager attempted suicide? Ooh. Miss Andrews? What did she do? She tried to kill herself? She doesn't seem like the kind of person to try to kill herself, though. You think she's a strong career woman? That's just what she wanted, I think. Adrian Andrews, she has a certain secret she's always trying to hide. A secret? Her dependent nature. That's what she's really like on the inside. Miss Andrews, dependent? Talk about the exact opposite of what that woman is. Okay, let's talk about the dependent nature. What's this about Miss Andrews having a dependent nature? Adrian Andrews' attempted suicide was a few days after the death of Celestine Pax. And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she had apparently lost her will to live. Lost her will? But why would she? Her pillar of strength, her mentor Celestine Pax, was gone forever. That's why. Well, why would that? Is this what they call following someone to the grave? After her attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She is someone who needs a person whom she can trust absolutely. And once she finds that person, she'll do anything she can to keep them near. Without such an anchor in her life, her crippling anxiety stifles her ability to live. And that's the nature of her dependency on others. When Celestine Pax suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian Andrews herself. Then that means her super confident attitude. It's all a facade. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together. How terrible. Okay, attempted suicide report. Attempter Adrian Andrews, reason shot from Celestine Pax's suicide. Okay. So, yeah, I wonder... yeah, what to do now? I wonder if we can question Adrian about any of this. So let's go to the hotel lobby, and then let's move to Vile Hall, and then let's move to the hallway, and then let's move to Olga's hotel room. Oh wait, she's not here anymore. Oh, Miss Andrews is here. But it looks like she's talking with someone. That's Franziska Von Karma. That's not good. Miss Von Karma, what are you doing here? Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so you got some nerve following me around. Following you? But that's you, Miss Von Karma. You're the one doing the following. Girls. You're always following after that Mr. Detective with a little beard. Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. Let me show you something interesting, little girl. What is that? An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on that detective. And with this, I know that fool's every move. So that noise we heard was this receiver. I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumshoe now. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright. What were those two talking about? Miss Andrews, she seems a little dazed, doesn't she? Okay, so let's present some stuff to Andrews. So, no, nothing. 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 Okay, let's try presenting Celeste's profile. I'd like to ask you about... Oh. Really? Okay. Is that really all we can do in this room? That seems way too simple. Okay. I presented the wrong profile. Yeah, some of the logic in this game is hard to figure out. But anyway, so, Matt Olgard. I asked to become Mr. Ongar's manager. He's a pleasure to manage with his nice disposition. Mr. Ongar does seem like a rather weak-willed man, always doing as he's told. He's always saying my manager, right, Mr. Nick? Okay. But yeah, let's ask about our motive for murder. Do you have any ideas as to why Mr. Carino was murdered? Why would you ask me about such a thing? I'm just doing my job. So, do you have any ideas? Oh, I was wondering whether Adrian was gonna have any Cyclops from Miss Andrews. Sorry, but there's nothing more I have to add to this conversation. Is it a Cyclops, Mr. Nick? Yes, there's getting to be more and more of these lately. Okay, but we should have enough evidence to remove the Cyclops. So let's present the Magatama. Oh, sorry, I had a hair that was tickling my arm. Okay, why was Hwang Karita murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Ongar's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Karita. You were not that close? That's right, I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You were not good at being intimate with another person? Somehow I highly doubt that. Okay, magazine clipping. You and Mr. Kurita had an intimate relationship, did you not? A silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems quite a few people have already bought into the story. As to be expected in a world filled with crooks and liars. Note to self, stay on our good side. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see, however, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Me? Need to get close to Mr. Kurita? As if there was ever such a need. Didn't you get close to Mr. Kurita for this person's sake? Celeste Impact, your mentor? How do you know about Celeste? Miss Impact, she committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Juan Kurita's manager. So I believe you got close to Mr. Kurita so you could find out more about her suicide. You have a great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckraker for a future third-rate tabloid. Miss Andrews? But there was no mystery surrounding our death. None. It will be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Was there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way your suicide was resolved. Attempted suicide report? Oh, okay. Maybe it's the suicide report. Yeah, there we go. Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under the suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Kurita. Juan? And Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That is why you became intimate with Mr. Kurita. I sat by quietly and listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor, however, allow me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. That's the impression you like to give, however. I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. This is proof that Celeste Impact was someone very special to you. Miss Andrews, you nearly went through with it too, didn't you? Went through with what? Ending your life? Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, that is all just a lie, a facade. You've always searched out people on whom you can depend on. But you were dependent on Miss Impact, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had. Stop! And Celeste passed away so suddenly like that? I died a death of my own, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Kurita of hiding Miss Impact's note. You heard about it and thought to recover it from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was why was the victim killed? Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the one with a reason to want Mr. Kurita dead. But me? Miss Impact was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder. Murder? Sorry about that, guys. Okay, just take a quick drink break. just to keep hydrated. Okay, now that we've unlocked Adrian's Cyclops, let's ask about her motive for murder. It's true. I'm a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small and don't really have a lot of self-confidence. I've pushed against all that though. I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Miss Andrews. This one thing, it's the one thing I wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret, mine and mine alone. I am sorry. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews, all I want to know is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note, and that someone was Juan Carita. Celeste, without her I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me. So you got close to Mr. Carita to recover her suicide note, correct? Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if they purposely add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so I understand. Oh, I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide. I'd like for you to keep it a secret. Miss Andrews, if people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. Alright, I understand. We'll keep it a secret. Miss Andrews. I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says anything without carefully thinking it through first. Thank you for your discretion. Mr. Nick, can I ask you something? What is it? Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back. That card? Yeah, I guess she has. Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know, it just suddenly appeared in my handbag. What is it? It looks like a seashell. That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from. And not remembering something clearly sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. Well, I must be off. I leave Mr. On Guard in your capable hands. Okay, so let's go to the hallway. Well, I think we've gathered about all we can. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Oh, Pearl, she looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept at all and has been walking all over the place with me today. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right? Oh no, I'm okay. Really. I'm fine. I really am. You don't look fine to me. Okay, let's move back to the office and take care of Pearls. Hotel lobby. Move. There we go. Right and Kerr. But yeah, certainly some big bombshells dropped in this case. Yeah. But yeah, obviously a trigger warning as well. I probably should have mentioned that actually, because I have played this game before, so I know what the cases are. Yeah, I probably should have mentioned that, yeah, there would be talk of suicide. So, yeah. So yeah, hopefully nobody was affected too deeply by that, but if you were, then I totally understand if you need to like leave and like take like a de-stress or like unpanic break. I don't know. So, what now? Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive. You mean Miss Syntax's suicide note? That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever. Oh, it's the transceiver. Ah, Mr. Nick, the transceiver. Hello, Wright & Co. Law, sis. Mr. Attorney, you're not answering a phone. Maya, where's Maya? As I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this whole time. Phew. Which is why I suppose she is absolutely famished. What? So I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost, wouldn't you agree? Well, wait, Maya, let me hear her. Very well. Ask Maya, is that you? Sis, ask my sis. B. Maya. Damn it, he cut me off. Mystic Maya said ask my sis, didn't she? Sis? What does she mean by that? Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. I'm so sorry. Ack. Mia, I have a message from Maya, so come, ask me anything you want about her. Okay, looks like we're gonna get some answers from Mia. How's Maya? She's safe for now. That kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems. I'm glad to hear she's safe, but Mia, how did you know? As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left, and I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could. I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like that. Pretty smart of her. Okay, let's ask about the kidnapper. The kidnapper, what's he like? I don't know. Apparently Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel and was drugged there. And she didn't see the face of her attacker. Ah. Maya is locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her. Okay, date and time unknown, location unknown. I'm starving. I could really go for some apple pie. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I have to stay positive. He promised he wasn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now. Okay, let's examine our surroundings. First, let's look at this. Wait, that card looks familiar. Didn't Adrian Andrews have a card exactly like that? How very interesting. Huh? Someone dropped a card here. It kinda looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. It's a picture of a seashell, I think. What a strange card. Okay. What's this? It feels like there are a lot of glass bottles here. And these, they feel like barrels. I'll pass. Too bad I'm really hungry and not really thirsty. Okay, boxes. There's all sorts of things piled up here, but it's too dark to see. Trat, it's locked. But the store's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around here I could use. Ah, that's it! This shell card! If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius. Alright, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. Click. I did it! Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting, or worried. Wait, so she actually escaped? Ooh. I wonder what this is gonna mean for the trial. Because yes, it is that time. We're gonna go to the courtroom. Adrian did it. That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Mia, we must get a complete acquittal today. I know, but I can't focus on Maya's situation right now, or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. It's him. This is right. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney, the day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. Grrr. For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest if you please. Wait. The kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer dude, who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? 'Cause he lied. Lol. Okay, here we are in the courtroom. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Algard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor, please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. What? What? She's shot? Francisca got shot? Oh no. Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present. Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. That's good. Phew. Huh. I thought he'd show up. Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready, naturally. Way to make him pretend, Edgeworth. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Algard. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you two will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Witness, your name and occupation. My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct for now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Now, let's have your testimony. If you want to explore the various facets of this case, you must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer you were struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. Okay. So, the first testimony, bare facts of the case. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Carino, was found dead in his hotel room after looking into... Hi, Dark Moon. Hello, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms. I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, yeah, I was a little bit ill, like, last week. But yeah, I'm better now, so yeah, doing good. I'm glad you're doing well. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay, time to cross-examine Gumshoe. So let's, so I'm gonna press. So, press. Okay. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m. and then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later. And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony. Okay, press. The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct? Yeah. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant, Matt Allgard's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir. Ah, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. Allgard. After visiting his room, she went next to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see, and that's when she found the victim's body. Okay, we'll keep pressing to get more information. The cause of death, wasn't that because Mr. Carino was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now a real pro's attention will be drawn here to this bandana. Bandana. Yeah, the judge said banana. There we go. His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Ah, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Judge, nothing is banana-scented, okay? I get you probably really like bananas, but still. Then what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murderer on our hands here. Okay, autopsy report. So, time of death 8:15. Cole strangled with a scarf then stabbed with a knife. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the guitar case. Okay, press on that. And why did you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The German Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar, and we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? We thought of that too, but... The only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh? I see. Ah, so much for my theory then. Okay, so, Juan Carino's fingerprints were on the guitar. Okay, press. What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? Ah. Just removing a hair that was tickling me. Okay. The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel at night. Well then, where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Carita, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. Okay, I'm just taking another drink break. Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Very well, Detective Gumshoe. Please testify about the matter. Yes, sir. Okay, new testimony. Why arrest on guard? Matt on guard and Juan Carita were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off in a ninja costume and was found in Mr. Ongar's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. Knife added to the court record. And there's this button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood? Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What? Oh no, the button has Carita's blood all over it. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right? I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you'd like, just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Grrr. Okay, cross-examination. Suppress. But in terms of popularity, Mr. Ongar won, did he not? Yeah, but you know what's ironic, pal? Juan Carita was always one step ahead. Yeah. Oh, one step behind Mr. Ongar in everything. This year it seemed like he finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown. But Mr. Carita lost the Grand Prix in the end. That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. Okay, press. Wait just 1 second here. Mr. Ongar was beating Mr. Carita in the popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. Yes, I quite agree. Well, detective? It's not... Well, it's... I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive. Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. Eh? No, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. That's... I look forward to your pension negotiations. No! Now, detective. Where did I put my tissue? Yeah, when did I put my tissue? Oh. 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 Just taking a break to stretch. There we go. Okay. Pardon me? Now, detective, let's continue with the testimony. No, not my poor pension too. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir. What about what I was saying? Hello? Anyone? Okay, let's press. Do you have any proof that button belonged to the victim? Huh? What do you mean, pal? Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off of Damon Ninja's costume. Huh? But can't you tell just by looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward. Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir. Alright, I knew it had to be this piece of evidence now to reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal. Irk. That's Edgeworth for ya. Never misses a beat. Okay, press. When was this button found? Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Kurita, and then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button. So it was almost immediately after the murder. The police didn't have free time to lollygag and play tricks unlike some people. Hey, what is he trying to say about me here? Okay, press. How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife? Huh? What do you mean, pal? By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand? Oh, is that what you mean? Well, we didn't actually think of that. I can't believe the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There's no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. So is the defendant the owner of this knife then? The defendant bought the knife from the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. There is no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. Sorry, pal, this isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. Ah, well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Phoenix, yes. There's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully before it's too late. A button covered in the... Okay. So yeah, so I think the contradiction is in the last statement. So I'm gonna go to the last statement. Because I don't think Matt Olga bought the knife. So yeah. But I wonder how we can prove it wasn't a premeditated murder. Oh wait. Oh, we can just present the knife. Yeah, because it says Gatewater on the knife, which is the name of the hotel. Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand? That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Haha. Take a good look at the handle of the knife and you'll see what I'm talking about. huh? It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel. Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. But I didn't know. Oh. The question is... Yeah, Gumshoe was whimpering because after this case he's not going to be on the police force anymore. Just clearing my throat. Where did this knife come from? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Karida's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Malongard. Especially what was on top of his table. There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife. We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Malongard's knife was missing. Mr. Malongard had gone to the victim's room with a knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honor's time, although I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well, Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we enter with something wrong here, that gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to the court? Actually, I do. There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court is yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance and only one. What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. Okay. I think it's the guitar case, but just because this is all or nothing, I'm going to double check. Also, I was just clearing my throat again. Okay, so, yeah. I had a feeling it was this. Actually, I would have been wrong with the guitar case, so I'm glad I checked, but what we what we actually need to present is the wine glass. So, yeah, let's present the wine glass. This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say? Ah, well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth, what is it, Your Honor? Your opinion. You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place, by the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. That does sound very plausible. Mr. Wright, could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? There's no way. If I clear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. But now I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. You just might fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proofs to back up your claim? There's no way he has anything. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. Well, what? You're not thinking hard enough today, right? Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? And then, of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left on the wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims or the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews. What? Okay, so the wine glass bears Andrews' fingerprints. That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? Brr, I can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Carita. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. What you just said makes a lot of sense. Tusk, tusk, tusk. Now do you see, right? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. Grrr. I thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? It's all back time. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Oh. Heck. G-O-T-C-H-A. Grrr. I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Oh, Edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet, it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand. I tell ya, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with the terrible crime. Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Shush, I'm talking to my dear Reggie Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Yes, madame. No, by all means. Please interrupt her. Please. Ahem. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please. It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag? It was a great job being able to see my theory, Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy when that Ongar is saying is cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I won't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Carita. But those two were the same age. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well, please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. Okay, Oldbag's testimony. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard, Matt on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. So Mr. Ongar came out from the victim's room. See, it has to be him. He's the murderer. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay, let's cross-examine Miss Oldbag. So let's press. Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that night? The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show, but I refused to help out, have you know. It was for that lead-headed samurai show. Heck, I even took out a few of the nails. Maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on. Besides, that manager with glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me, so I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little. And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door. Okay, let's press something you were interested in, and just what was that? It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. Ah, and Edgy Poo, of course. Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to our testimony later. It looks like we shouldn't force it right now. And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time? Okay, let's press. Oh, and would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Carita's room? I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am. Yes, well that would explain why your age was not included in the report. In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct? Okay, press. Who in the world was that? I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out of Juan's room, he was. Yes, he was. Ah, I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud. Oh, what I won't give to have Francisca's whip right about now. Well, I guess I can tell you since he was such a bad boy anyway. Press. You saw my client? Are you sure about that? Yes, see. Really? Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. The person's clothes. Or what the person was carrying. The person's clothes. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if something like that matters. But it does. Now what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing. What thing? That gaudy thing is always wearing, that racing jacket. Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men. Right. So, Mr. Wright, is this testimony just now important or relevant in any way? Was that important? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, so... Yeah. Where'd my game go? There we go. Okay. Yeah, we'll add it to the testimony just in case there's any information or contradictions that come out of it. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important. Don't you see, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with all this, but alright, witness please. Ah well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must. Okay, he was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. Does that contradict anything? Oh wait, he wasn't wearing his costume. That's interesting. Wait, is that the contradiction? So, yeah, yeah, I'll try presenting the photo. No, never mind. Okay. Yeah. That was wrong. Okay. So yeah, maybe I just press it. Are you sure the defendant was wearing a racing jacket? What do you think? It's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it. She is so sure of herself, and it's to the point of self-absorption. She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying. That's bad for us, really bad. But that's how the human mind is. It also has the tendency to jump off topic. She strayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? That's what makes her a sweet old lady, right? That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Okay, so, yeah, so which statement has the contradiction? Maybe that last statement does have a contradiction. Although, I don't think I have anything else that relates to something that might conflict with what On Guard was wearing. Maybe it's the... No, I don't see how the button would... Or maybe it is the button. I'll just try presenting the button, because if it was found in On Guard's Hakama and he wasn't wearing his costume, then that could mean that Matt On Guard didn't do it. Objection! Yay! I was right. Okay. Miss Oldbag. What? Don't say my name for no reason. You know what this is. Ah, it's button number 2 on the Jammin' Ninja's costume. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance. Give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this. The regular. Wow, she really is a die-hard fan of one button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Ongar's body during a full-body search. See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal on guard. It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants. See? See? And on guard is the nickel samurai. Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. And just now, didn't you say that the defendant, man on guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket? Ah, I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress... Oh no, she's going on a tangent again. She really likes to rant. Old bag, stop talking. Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Onguard the man, but Mr. Onguard the nickel samurai. But when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway. Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about. Echiku, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. My nose. Okay. Alright, if you insist. I should be the one sighing, not you. Okay, a new testimony who I saw. On guard. Yes, now I remember. The nickel samurai, that's right. It was the nickel samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn the nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside the costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things. But the possibility does exist. Ah, youngins today. I told you there is no way it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so, and what I say is the truth. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. Cross-examination time. Now let's press. Would you please get on with your testimony? Watch your language, young man. What sort of tone is that to take with an elder? My usefulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs. What? A striking figure by the sea, standing all alone is he. He's a nickel samurai. She's actually singing. Someone help my poor ears. Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket? Poor Miss Oldbag. People really hate her singing. Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and just stick to facts. Okay, you promise, right? Right, I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office a later date. Remind me to send you a thank you note later too, Edgeworth, old chum. I love the dialogue in this game. Okay, press. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket and now he's not. Not too long ago? Then let me ask you this. Sorry guys, just need to... Then let me ask you this. When you were itty bitty, what was your grand dream? Huh? What did you want to be when you grew up, Whippersnapper? My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public court. So what? See? And look at where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, what I said earlier, who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies? All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough? Ah, I got a trophy for that. Judge Wagner. Nice. Okay. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. Okay, press. Well, why would that be? That way, no one can see his face, of course. But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more. You were such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say. Isn't that what you're always doing to me? I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. Okay, press. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show? Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing, and that included the German ninja. Of course it included him. That's why when the on-guard came out of dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought. I see. Well, anyway. Okay, press. So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai? As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning? Can I throw in the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in her testimony and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. Okay, okay, so, why would it have been convenient for him to wear his costume? I wonder if that's the contradiction. I'll just look in the court record. So the Nickel Samurai, that's what the Nickel Samurai looks like. Maybe that's the contradiction actually, but I'll look through the other evidence. Press conference ticket, radio transceiver, lots camera, magazine clipping, hotel guide map, guitar case, wine glass, crime photo, knife and button. Yeah, let's try presenting the photo. No, okay. Oh. You have to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know? Or maybe it's the press conference ticket. Yeah, so let's present and then press conference ticket. No? Oh my god. Ooh. Okay. He must have worn the Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. What about the knife? Does it have, yeah, so... yeah. Is it the autopsy report? Because he wasn't stabbed with a knife right away, he was also strangled with a scar. And Oldbag, is that really it? Oldbag never said anything about Juan being strangled, she just said stabbing. No. Oh my god. I've either got the wrong statement or I'm just presenting the wrong evidence. I might have to look this one up. Okay. Yeah. Oh my god, that was so obvious. I feel like such an idiot. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, it is this statement, I think. I'll just count through them just to make sure. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it is this. Yeah, so I did just have the wrong evidence, but I should have presented the knife. Because I actually gave myself the answer when looking at the photo. Because notice that the Nickel Samurai is wearing gloves. And if On Guard was stabbing Juan, then there shouldn't be any of his fingerprints on the knife. So the fact that there is fingerprints on the knife belonging to On Guard means that I don't think he was wearing his costume. Okay. Please take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to the case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I am driving at. What are we driving at? What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving? If Mr. On Guard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on the knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? He probably took his gloves off before he began stabbing. And why would he do something like that to leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would use something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as a Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk to the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? Okay, I'm just gonna check this choice, because I have a bad habit of picking the wrong choice. Okay, there is a contradiction. Okay. Oh yeah, there is a contradiction. Okay. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. magazine clipping, potentially. I'm gonna have to be really careful with presenting evidence now. Present the knife again. Okay. That knife really likes being presented. This knife. This was used by Mr. Engarde at dinner. Yes, we did establish that, which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing, if the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Order I say, order in the court. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame Matt Engarde. It's to frame my client, Matt Engarde, of course. To frame... aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we just established the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume, and if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Grr. Witness. Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult. Hi, Chiku. Grr. Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Engarde with the Nickel Samurai's character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai? Alright then, who were you waiting around for then? That's top secret to anyone outside of security. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Kurita. Am I correct, witness? Ha ha ha. The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? So old Mag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Kurita. Maybe Phoenix. Maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person. If it's who I think he is hinting at, it's certainly possible. This old bag. You were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? Okay. Adrian Andrews. She was waiting for Adrian Andrews. Why was she waiting for Adrian unless she knows about the scoop that was going on? Yeah, maybe she knows about the scoop. Anyway. Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Engarde's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is... Ha, I see. The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Witness? What in the world are you? Watch out, Phoenix. I got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this, however, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about the secret info. Get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you youngins. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Okay, secret information. That on guard is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? The defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for the court. What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying, the truth is never pleasant? Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into this matter, and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash the rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right, on guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth. Well, as the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Highway to the danger zone. I love that song. Okay. I could have sang that way better because my voice is clearly not 100% right now. Starting to think because I went out earlier in the day I might have caught cold symptoms, but yeah, the stream must go on. Okay. I'm just stretching out for a minute just because I'm getting a bit uncomfortable. Okay. Okay, let's press. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. But it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars and say A. But the name of the magazines came from his Gossipland. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip. Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. Discriminate? When did I do anything like that? Okay. Anyway, on guard will never get me to say touche. Okay, let's, press. A scandal? What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? Pardon me. No. I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, that on guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. Okay, fresh. You don't have any proof that Mr. Orgard did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. You're right, I can't do anything. But boy, do I wish I could do something about you. Wow. Alright then, Sonny, show me what you got. Can you show me proof that Ongar didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? Okay, I'm gonna decline to present. I don't have anything to offer. Okay. Okay, so press. Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know the secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? I think I know. Let's present evidence. So no one else is supposed to know the secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, the soul bag? Well, why are you looking at me like that? Stop that! Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire secret info, isn't it? Yeah, I think she found Lotta's camera. The investigative photographer Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing. On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrage impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous idea? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? Ah, that's it. That's the note. No! You see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy. Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note. I'm a huge fan of plants, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil on guard. She said so herself. On guard. I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Poo, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once. She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? Yeah, should I forgive her? Oh, no, looks like we're not forgiving Old Bag. Pile on more pressure. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? Miss Old Bag. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. You stole Lotta's camera, right? Yeah, it should be Lotta's camera. I'll just check. Yeah, Lotta's camera. Yeah, okay. So I was right. I just wanted to check in case I was wrong, because if I get anything wrong from now on, it's going to be a game over. Miss Old Bag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over a camera. She kept saying something like, my sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me. Why? Witness. What is it, Gramps? If you have the note, then it is only logical you have the camera too. Grrr. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? Ah, that's... What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. telling me? I saw that woman's business card and that's when I noticed it said Slimefax Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things. Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry. We must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to the case. Please present it to the court. And this is the Nickel Samurai. See, I told you, that's the guy I saw. This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. Okay, a lot of photos been added to the court record. And what does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Engarde clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant. How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree this photo is decisive evidence against your client? If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. And if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I could put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There is only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took, theirs. Okay, I think there probably is something strange with it. Yeah, there is. Okay. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree there's nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk the photo, even with a bunker buster. Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct? Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from, anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts? Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo was strange? Oh god, I really should have saved before this, just in case I screw up. Present the feet area of the Nickel Samurai. Okay. Yeah, the costume does look a bit big looking at the photo. Yeah, okay. So, present. I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. And what are you pointing to? His ankles? If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And what does that mean? The costume person in the photo could not have been Mr. Engarde. What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you would care to elaborate. The actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside the costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. So it's not the defendant in the costume. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh, what is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack, and I haven't damaged his case at all. Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not Matt Engarde, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt Engarde. In that case, who is this a photo of? Who is the person wearing the nickel samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah. Why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in the photograph? I wonder if it's Adrian Andrews. Yeah, I'm gonna check that though, because again, one wrong move and it's game over. Yeah, I was right. Okay, is Adrian Andrews. Ooh, interesting. But yeah, let's present Adrian Andrews. If you want to know who that nickel samurai is, it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. Engarde's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Engarde that night. And how does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Engarde's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say what it is you want, right? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Carina. It was Miss Andrews who tried to bring the defendant for the crime. Oh, a massive accusation. Order, order, order. It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day? Ah! Oh no, if I don't get a verdict today, then Maya. Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. Well, what am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Raise an objection. Now then. Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she is not. Hold it. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Test, unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what I mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright was slaying his way to subponing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. Ooh. What? Wow, Edgeworth saw right through us. What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man. Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over. Exactly. Very well, we will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Okay, very interesting. Okay. So let's save. There we go. Part 2 trial. And with that, our reset is going to be much longer because unfortunately I do have to end the stream for today. So yeah, looks like we will be continuing this intense trial next Monday when I return to Ace Attorney, because tomorrow I'll be moving on to the next game in my cycle. So yeah. Okay, there we go. So let's I'm just gonna save again. I know I just saved, but yeah, there we go. So now it's more precise. So yeah, let's go to the title screen. And yeah. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this Ace Attorney stream. Let me switch to my stream ending scene so people know I'm going away. So there we go. And yeah, so we got quite a bit done today. We made quite a bit of headway in the Adrian Andrews and Matt Onguard case. We also learned some very interesting backstory regarding Adrian Andrews and Celestine Pax. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to continuing this game next week. But yeah, tomorrow will be 2 games in 1 stream. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So tomorrow I'll be playing, so half the stream will be my second game in my 5-game cycle, Yakuza 1, Kiwami. And then the other... Oh, Sharp, no, hi. Yeah, I'm just wrapping up, unfortunately. Yeah, be sure to watch the VOD though, because a lot happened. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, my friend. But yeah, so tomorrow will be 2 games in 1 stream. I'll be playing Yakuza 1 Kiwami and then a little bit of Persona 5 Royal. Just because on Wednesday I will be playing some Resident Evil with my fiance. Oh, okay, you were job searching. Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm actually planning on searching for jobs myself very, very soon. I plan to get into some part-time work. So, yeah, I'll be embarking on my own job search soon enough. But yeah, I do hope yours is going well. But yeah, so definitely, I will definitely update you all on when my 2 games in 1 stream tomorrow will be starting. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna raid someone. So let's see who I am going to raid, who is online. Let's see. Okay. Ooh. Okay, can I raid Cultaholic? Let's see if I can raid Cultaholic. Yeah, we're gonna raid Cultaholic. They are playing some 2K24, so I'm gonna send you over to Cultaholic. They are a great bunch of wrestling streamers. For anyone who doesn't know, I am a huge wrestling fan. I'm obsessed with it to the point where if someone started a conversation about it, I could probably talk about it for hours on end. But yeah, so I'm gonna rate Cultaholic, who is playing some WWE 2K24. But yeah, in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you tomorrow for some Persona 5 and Yakuza 1 Kiwami. But yeah, I'll switch to my outro now, so see you later, guys.